Good afternoon, I'm Tracy Sinclair, and we have a lot going on in Alaska sky. In just a couple of hours ago, we started getting reports of a fireball, and we actually got someone with video on it. So we're very excited about this. Yes, we did see a fireball here in Alaska. This was sent in to us by Danielle Hilly, or Hill, I'm not sure how you pronounce your last name, Danielle, but thank you so much for sending that video. Now this happened around 10:30, 10:35 this morning is when people started to see it, and we've seen reports, about 9 reports so far to the American Meteor Society, and these extend from Homer through Anchorage all the way into Wasilla. People also report the length as being somewhere between 1.5 seconds to all the way up to 7 seconds. You can see this fireball as it is moving through the sky. Now we're particularly calling it a fireball as opposed to a meteor because a meteor is a very specific thing. We're not actually sure what that object falling through the sky is. And while it looks like it is heading toward the water, it looks like it's heading toward the Earth, that's really just a matter of perspective. It is continuing to fly through the sky. And we're just so excited that we actually got video of this. We've seen a couple of them here in Alaska. And if you have video, if you caught video on your doorbell cam or on a dash cam, we would love to see it. Best way to get them to us is to go to alaskasnewssource.com, and right in the top banner it says submit photos and videos. That gets instantly into our system. It makes it really easy for us to use it. And so check it out. Again, Danielle, thank you so much. Not only to be lucky enough to capture the video of that fireball, but also to share it with us. Now that is, yeah, Jackie's saying nice on our Facebook page, and Lincoln, hi. Sean, Alexi, nice to see you guys here as well. I'm just letting this play because I am kind of fascinated by this as it goes through the sky, and we will learn more about this. The American Meteor Society does do weekly reports on fireball activity across the world. Again, we've seen them before in Alaska, and so we've shown up on their list. We're likely to see that again as we continue to track this and maybe get a little bit more information about what they think it was. The other thing going on that you might have seen on social media is the celestial smile and the possibility of seeing a smiley face in the sky early tomorrow morning. I got good news and I got bad news. For Alaskans, most of it's not great news. But this is kind of what that has been looking like. Now, this is not a picture. This is something we generated here. It's a computer generation. It's very similar, though, to what you've been seeing online. And it looks like, oh, we'll see a smiley face in the sky. That's really not what we're expecting for tomorrow morning. It would be something more similar to this. So if you see the waning crescent moon right there has a little bit of a curve, looks like a smile, and then Venus is the bright light up above, and then Saturn down below it. Now the challenge will be for most of Alaska is this occurs very early in the morning, and it is going to occur right as Saturn is rising. In fact, most of Alaska, where Saturn rises, and then within a half an hour the sun rises. And you know that while official sunrise is at one time, it starts to get a lot brighter than that before then. Here's actually a really good example of what our challenge is going to be. That bright light in the back, that is the crescent moon. This was taken in Ketchikan, but you see how bright it already is. Saturn is already a pretty faint planet in the sky. Likely that we won't be able to see it. Very good chance that you will be able to see the crescent moon and Venus, so it will look kind of, you'll see Venus and the crescent moon, but to get that full smiley face effect, really pretty unlikely here in Alaska. Now the one place that actually has a little bit of separation between Saturn rising and the sunrise is out toward the very far Aleutians, Adak. You have a chance. And so if somebody does get a picture of this, we would love to see it. Again, it really is a combination of the crescent moon, you have Venus and Saturn. Saturn is pretty faint, particularly compared to Venus, which is at one of its brightest moments in the year. These will happen in the morning, and it all happens in the east. So just as these are rising, the sun is rising right behind us. So that's going to be our challenge here in Alaska. But the last couple of days, we've had some pretty good aurora forecasts. We're going to look at our forecast for the next couple of days. And if you look at the next 3 days, it doesn't look great. And you start to think, oh no, we're not going to see great aurora. But then look at the 27-day forecast. This is, of course, from the Geophysical Institute out of UAF in Fairbanks. And you can see that starting in the beginning of May, we've got a number of days. They've got 6 days in a row where they're looking at 4 or above forecasts for aurora. So that is great. James is asking, do you think it'll be visible in upstate New York? James, I didn't look at anywhere but Alaska to see whether the smiley face would be visible there because, you know, most of my people are going to be watching from Alaska, so I didn't look. So you could check the time that Saturn rises and the time that the sun rises. Those tend to be the restrictions, but it's early morning and look to the east. Again, here's our forecast for the next 27 days. So likely as we get into the beginning of May, we're probably going to hit at least a couple of days of some good aurora forecasts. Now, speaking of good aurora, of course, this came to us by Keith Soderbeck, and this was by Toke. Just amazing. So excited when we can actually get video of it. It is such a challenge, of course, to shoot video of the aurora, and you see that really the flow and just amazing video, Keith. We really appreciate you sending it. Again, we talk about this a lot, but if you have the opportunity to take video or photos of the aurora, you can go ahead and post them to Alaska's News Source and submit photos and videos. And Terry Penn said, we saw the fireball. Very cool. For those of you just joining us, if you missed the beginning of it, I'm going to show it again because it's very cool and we all want to see the fireball. So here is that fireball. This was sent to us by Danielle, and she was out at J-Bear, I believe, is where this video was taken, or at least near the J-Bear area. And a little bit closer up view of that video as it goes through. Again, it looks like it's heading right to the water. It is not. That's just a matter of perspective. It's continuing to stay in the eye. Now, of course, sometimes they do come down to the ground, but that is not what we're seeing there. It's just a matter of perspective. We've had reports all the way from Homer to Anchorage into Wasilla. The length of time that this was visible to some people, 1.5 seconds, all the way up to 7.5 seconds. So very cool. Yes, Leonard was asking, yes, this morning it happened around 10:30 is when, 10:30 to 10:45 were when we got the reports on the American Meteor Society website. Those was when they started coming through. So very exciting for Alaska to see this fireball in the sky, and of course the celestial smile. Again, most of Alaska, I checked sunrise and Saturn rise times from Utqiagvik all the way down to Anchorage, to Juneau, to Fairbanks, to Bethel. Really very few chances, except for the very far Aleutians, Adak. You've got a chance to possibly see this. You'll look east, and you have just enough difference between Saturn's rise and the sunrise that you might get a chance, if the weather is clear, to see the celestial smile. And if you do, we'd love to see pictures. You know, set up a tripod, give us a nice exposure. We would love to see that. Go to alaskasnewssource.com, and you can upload your videos. Very cool. Oh, Danny says, thanks for sharing my video. I'm very glad that you caught that on video too. We just really love it. Okay, everybody's asking. We're going to do one more time. Here's Danny's video of the fireball. It is really cool. Just amazing. Okay, we're going to leave that here. Thank you all for joining me on Skywatch Alaska. And as we get more information, we will let you know what we find out. Thanks for joining us.